Welcome to the Onion Buns. So today on Lefties Lying, we got Charlie Angus, Jagmeet Singh, Carney. He's the gift that just keeps on giving. Christina Freeland threatens the nuclear war. Yeah, I wish I was joking about that one. Brookfield, more to Carney, fake polls. Oh, and liberal Mark Miller. He told a doozy. So before we get into that, if you like my comment, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, and any help you guys can give would be greatly appreciated. And if you do like the content, please share it. Share it often. Share it to anyone you think will like the content. This is how you grow a channel. So anyway, to start off, we have Charlie Angus. Now, this, I don't even want to call him a person. Like, he is completely unhinged. Anyway, he voted to allow convicted terrorists to keep Canadian citizenships. I wish I was lying about this. I wish it was me lying. No, he actually voted that convicted, not even accused, but convicted terrorists should keep their Canadian citizenships. But this past week, he came out saying that Elon Musk, because he's associated to Trump, should have his Canadian citizenship revoked. How do you become this unhinged? Okay, I get the left doesn't like Musk anymore. They used to love him. They used to worship the ground he walked on a short 2 years ago. But now they don't like him. Okay, fine, whatever. But you voted that convicted terrorists should keep their Canadian citizenship. Convicted terrorists. But because you don't like Elon, you want him kicked out of Canada and his Canadian citizenship. Last I looked, Elon hasn't broken any laws. This one just baffles me how you can do this. So, yeah. Oh, I got to take a breath to get past that one. It's just like, I'm not going to go too far into Charlie Angus. He really, next to Elizabeth May, he might be the most unhinged political figure in recent Canadian history. So his leader, Jagmeet Singh, has lied again, and we all knew it was coming. Jagmeet is now saying he's going to prop up Mark Carney's government. Really, he'll give you the spiel, oh, it's pharmacare and it's drug plan and rah against Trump. And, this is the guy that cheers for Hamas. But, now he cares about Canada. Sure he does. But, yeah, so now he says he's going to prop up Carney because it's in Canada's best interest. You know what's in Canada's best interest? An election. But Jagmeet doesn't want that because Jagmeet and his NDPs are currently polling so low that they would lose official party status. And since they really don't get a lot of money in donations, they need that official party status to keep afloat. That's all that is. So Jagmeet's lying again, but nobody can be surprised because lying is what Jagmeet does best. Now for Mark Carney. Mark Carney really is the gift that just keeps on giving. So the mainstream media is saying that Mark Carney is who we need to stand up to Trump. And that's just ridiculous because we already know as soon as Trump took office and told everybody to move their companies and jobs to America, that's exactly what Mark Carney did. 2 days after Trump was elected, boom. Moved the asset management of Brookfield from Toronto to New York. All those jobs went with it. But hey, I guess the mainstream media says that really doesn't matter. So, yeah. Then we got Mark Carney telling us that he helped Paul Martin balance the budget and pay down the deficit. Only problem is Mark Carney wasn't even in the country, wasn't in politics, and worked for Goldman Sachs when Martin was doing that. So yeah, Mark Carney's lying once again. And this is the thing. Mark Carney is a pathological liar, and lying is what he does. You know, another time he said Canada is the largest supporter of semiconductors to the States. We sell 0.8% of semiconductors that the States buy. I don't see how that's the largest. You know, he, like I said, he can't help himself. Mark Carney lies about everything. And I honestly can't wait for a federal election, because the Liberals in the leadership candidate would not call Carney on the lies, and the mainstream media, the CBC and the CTV and Globe and Mail and them, they won't call Carney on his lies. But you can damn well bet that Pierre Poilievre and the Quebec guy for the Bloc, they're going to call Carney on his lies. And yeah, it's going to be quite the funny little bit of theatrics for however long that goes on. The other thing about Carney is he's hiding from reporters. Like, he'll go on American talk shows, but at his conventions, well, they're not conventions, they're like 20 people, but he won't even accept. Well, first off, he bans most of the media, just bans them, tells them they're not allowed. But even those select media outlets that carry water for the Liberals that he allows in, he'll only take 2 or 3 questions, and he's gone. Boom, out the door. He does not like being called on anything he has to say, and he does not like explaining anything he says. He just wants everybody to take what the lies he tells at face value. Just, yep, it's the truth. It's Mark Carney. Let's just move on from that. I really don't understand how people buy what he's selling. It's like I understand low information voters don't like to check anything out, but these are so obvious. Like, you don't have to do a lot of work to find out he's lying. So now we got the media lying to us. We got Trump with his tariffs, but Canada just got hit with 100% tariffs from China. And it's like mum's the word from the CBC, CTV, Globe and Mail, Global, Toronto Red Star. Like, nope, we're not allowed to talk to that. But it makes sense. I mean, a lot of the financial backing for the Liberal leadership came from China. So, you know, 1 + 1 really does equal 2 most of the time. Or as the old saying goes, follow the money. This one's interesting. The Liberals had their leadership election this past Sunday, or this past weekend. And Mark Carney won, as everybody knew he was going to. It was an anointment. It wasn't an election. But there was 400,000 Liberal voters signed up to vote. 250,000 of those were disqualified. Only 151,900 were allowed to vote. Gee, I wonder who the other 250,000 were going to vote for. Yeah. I guess that makes sense why they kicked Ruby Dahl out. They really wanted Mark Carney in there, and they were willing to do anything to get Mark Carney in there. And then we got the fake polls going on, and the fake polls, you know, like I've said this all week long. You got 4 pollsters, and those 4 pollsters are paid by the Liberals. Now, 3 of those 4 pollsters have the Liberals neck and neck, or one of them even has the Liberals winning. One of the pollsters, surprisingly this week, Leger, said stop carrying water for Liberals. I don't know, maybe the check didn't bounce, or the check did bounce. I don't know what happened. But suddenly Leger has the Conservatives back to a 13-point lead over the Liberals, which is really strange because just a week earlier they were saying it was neck and neck. So, but the thing about the 13 points is that matches all of the other pollsters not getting paid by the Liberals. They all have it 10 to 15 points. Only the 4 pollsters that were paid by the Liberals said it was close, and now one of them is saying there's a 13-point lead for the Conservatives. So I think it's safe to say the Conservatives still have a pretty substantial lead in the polls, regardless of what the paid off liberal pollsters are telling you, or the mainstream media, because the mainstream media will only talk about the three pollsters. Like, they won't even talk about the Leger poll. It's hilarious. They won't even talk about the Leger poll now that Leger has them out, has Conservatives ahead by 13 points. They're only talking about the three pollsters that have it neck and neck. And they are repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. You know, I guess it's the old adage, you tell a lie enough and eventually people start believing the lie. Yeah, I'm not believing the lie. So here, this one's hilarious. Just 2 or 3 weeks ago, I forget exactly when, Justin Trudeau, Mark Carney, and a liberal, I don't even know what his position is, Mark Miller, they came out, held hands, and said, we've let too many people, too many immigrants into Canada. We are stopping immigration for the time being. And that was only 2 or 3 weeks ago. The other day, Mark Miller came out and he announced legalization of 6,000 illegal immigrants. Yeah, so they lie. Their lie of not letting them in only lasted 2 to 3 weeks before they broke their own word. And it's not 6,000 immigrants being legalized. It's 6,000 illegal immigrants. So they know they're illegal, but they're going to legalize them anyway. Like, you know, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, they need them. Or all this is Trudeau is trying to, even though he's out of office now, so you can say it's Carney now, they're just trying to load up sections for the electorate. You know, I'm sure these 6,000 will be very strategically placed where maybe the voting is actually contested and they can push in 6,000 or 3,000 here, 3,000 there, and suddenly push them over the top. Welcome to modern day Canada. Yeah. Then we got Brookfield. I mean, like Mark Carney, Brookfield is just the gift that just never stops giving. Brookfield's been accused of avoiding taxes by the NDP, no less. Brookfield, we found out recently, Brookfield deforested it's something like 22,000 acres of Amazon rainforest. Now we're finding out that they actually displaced natives that lived there. Like, think about it. These people lived there. And Brookfield went in, cut down all the trees, and kicked them out of the land. And this is the guy, and that's under Mark Carney. Like, he'll tell you creative numbers for when Brookfield moved from Toronto to New York, but we know the facts now that it was after Trump was elected and Carney was on the board. You know, he was the chairman. He voted in favor of it. But now we're learning that Carney on the board, he claims to be an environmentalist and net zero and rah. He cut down 22,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest should be protected. Like, nobody should be doing anything there. And if you got natives, primitives, whatever you want to call them, living on that land, that's their land. They get to live there. This asshole doesn't get to come in, kick them out, and cut down all their trees. Like, it's ridiculous. But we got evidence of this too. Also about Carney, as we now are hearing stories of Trudeau Carney being tied to Prince Andrew, Giselle Maxwell, and Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein's Island, or Epstein's Island, however you want to say it. Like, he really does have to come out and explain this one, but he won't. He won't. Just like Trudeau's never come out and explained why he's gone there. We know he's gone there. His name was on the flight logs, but he's never come out, and the mainstream media won't push it, but we know this happened. We got pictures of it. So not of anything illegal, just we got pictures of them on the island. And so it's like, yeah. And then this one's funny. So Trudeau, Carney, Jagmeet, the entire left wing in Canada has been wrapping themselves in the Canadian flag since Trump got elected. Okay. So somebody digged up a liberal Mike Gerald Gibbs. I really don't know who he is other than he's a liberal activist. A few years ago, he came out saying that Canada had to get rid of its flag and its flag didn't mean anything and blah, blah, blah. And then just the other day, because it's rah, 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 rah for the Liberals against Trump, he's bragging about buying a new flag on Twitter. And somebody put up the two tweets by him. And it just shows, he's lying. And that's why it's called Lefties lying. But, it's the hypocrisy of the modern day left. The Liberals, the Greens, the NDP, they don't care about Canada. They've never cared about Canada. They only care about what lines their pockets. They haven't cared about Canada since probably around 2000, in around then. Like, I voted for Chrétien. I didn't like everything Chrétien did, but I honestly believe Chrétien had the best interest in Canada. I don't believe these people have the best interests or have ever had the best interest in Canada. I just don't believe it. Their actions speak louder than words. They've done everything to destroy this country. And this country is hurt. Like I've said in a different video, it's going to take 40 to 50 years to undo the damage that Justin Trudeau's done over the last decade, provided we get new government and we get the Liberals and the NDP out of government. I think that'll happen, but that's what it's going to take. And then we got to start. And it's going to be a 40 to 50 year process. It's unbelievable, but they can't, apparently they just can't help themselves. Lying is what they do best. And they're just going to keep at it until more than just me starts calling them out on it. And maybe if we get a new government, the mainstream media will, once they stop getting money from the Liberals, they'll start acting like reporters again. Boy, wouldn't that be refreshing? Anyway, that's all I have for you today. That's the second edition of Lefties Lying. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy the video, leave a dislike. Always feel free to leave a comment. Don't worry, I don't swing my cane very hard anymore if I dislike your comment. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Bye.